I told you guys that we were launching a Packers channel at Chat Sports, FGB in the comments below. I want to eviscerate this new channel and new subscribers, starting at 0-0 right now, moving forward. Let's get it popping. If you want to take down the Packers report, if you want daily Bears updates like when they hire a coach, we're about to dive into that, hit that subscribe button and let's take down FGB. Because what we got on today's show is the hiring of the next coach to Ben Johnson's staff. He has hired a pass game coordinator. We will tell you who that is here in just a moment. The search for an offensive line coach continues. Couple interviews in the mix. And then some new information on Declan Doyle that I think are worth sharing with all of you. Some reporting that's been done by a couple of folks that I want to dive into. So lots to discuss. Let's dive on in. I'm Harrison Graham. Just a few moments ago, Ian Rappaport broke the news that the Bears are hiring former Jags offensive coordinator Press Taylor as their passing game coordinator, a key hire for Ben Johnson and Declan Doyle. Taylor adds experience and expertise in Chicago, plus another voice for Caleb Williams. Press Taylor, who's been around the NFL for over a decade now, got to start at Tulsa as a GA, but was with the Eagles for about 8 years, started as a quality control coach, moved up, assistant quarterbacks for a couple years, quarterbacks coach for 2 years. He was the pass game coordinator as well. By the way, the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017 under Doug Peterson, who he eventually ended up with in Jacksonville in 2022 through 24. Some good things early on there with the Jags and Trevor Lawrence. Not so much as of late. Obviously, Doug called the plays, so it wasn't Press Taylor. He may have called the plays for a few games at some point, but it was Doug Peterson's offense. So for a pass game coordinator role, he was with the Eagles for almost a decade. They've had a lot of success with some different quarterbacks and different offenses. I think it's a good role for him. He's not going to call plays. It's a veteran guy mixed in with some of these young coaches on staff. I like the move quite a bit. Grade the hire of Press Taylor to the Chicago Bears as a passing game coordinator, A, B, C, D, or F. Solid B-plus hire. Got no issues with it whatsoever. Experience, has done a number of different jobs on the offensive side. Okay, I do want to hit on this, and maybe there's still a spot somewhere on this staff. Probably not. For David Blough, as Mike Garafolo had the note earlier that Blau is being interview requested by the Bears for the pass game coordinator job. Obviously, that's gone to Press Taylor. Other teams interested in him as the quarterbacks coach. I just thought this was interesting because he's been a coach for 1 year. The assistant QBs in Washington. Obviously, they had a great year with Jaden Daniels, etc. But he spent 4 seasons with Ben Johnson in Detroit. He was a backup quarterback there from 2019 to 2021, and then he returned in 2023 by the time Johnson was the offensive coordinator as a practice squad quarterback. And if you're a practice squad quarterback in particular, you are basically an extra coach because you're helping the starter prepare, you're helping your scout team prepare, all that, or you're the scout team quarterback to help your defense prepare. You are basically an extra assistant coach. And so I thought, okay, that's interesting. Ben Johnson was around this guy for 4 years in 2 different stints. Maybe he could be an interesting fit, but obviously they've hired Press Taylor to be the pass game coordinator. Maybe there's another role for David Blough, but if he's getting quarterback coach interviews, they already have theirs in JT Barrett. Probably will not be on this staff, but I did find that interesting. All right, coming up, more notes, nuggets on the offensive line coaching search, I should say, and also some Declan Doyle nuggets. But first, who's ready for the big game? The big game is less than 2 weeks away, and you should get in on all of the action with our friends over at Prize Picks. Daily Fantasy made easy. The way it works is simple. You set lineups of 2 or more players and pick more or less on the dozens of stats available. How about this? A little freebie out of the gate. Patrick Mahomes, half a passing yard. Are you kidding me? If you just do a 2-player lineup, you're halfway home to a win. PrizePicks.com/CLNS is the place to go. Use our code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you just play for $5. You can pair that Mahomes deal with another play in a lineup, play for $5. Boom, you're going to get an additional $50 for free, extra money to play with and kind of splurge on with Prize Picks. Right now, you can win up to 1,000 times your money with certain lineups. Yes, you can turn $10 into 10,000. Get started with Prize Picks today. Link is in the comments and in the description. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS for that $50 bonus. And hey, listen, make money. Billions of earnings with Prize Picks have already been handed out. Okay. More coaching nuggets. Brad Biggs, a little bit ago, offensive line coach out of Ohio State, Justin Frye, interviewing for the same position here. He's been in the college ranks since 2007. He mentions Dan Rushar, who we talked about the other day as well, is expected to interview. He was with the Saints for 10 years, currently with Tulane. Excuse me. You look at Frye, strictly college, so obviously that's something to note, but he's been around a kind of classic upward trajectory, right? GA at a couple of schools, small school Temple, slightly bigger school Boston College, slightly bigger school UCLA, now at Ohio State, who's been pumping out tons of offensive linemen forever, but also under his tutelage as well. He had 3 guys drafted in 2023. Paris Johnson, who we talked about on this channel a lot, he went in the top 10. Dawand Jones went in the 4th round to Cleveland. He's been a solid player. He started some, been a quality backup. Luke Whippler, a center, went in that draft as well. And then this year he's going to have 3 guys drafted. Josh Simmons at left tackle, Donovan Jackson, who could play guard and tackle. 2 guys I think the Bears should look at. And then Seth McLaughlin, who got hurt late in the year at center, a developmental day 3 guy to keep an eye on as well. But I mentioned Simmons and Jackson. Those are 2 players I think you'll see me mock to the Bears at times. We'll talk about as well. Simmons coming off the knee injury, obviously. Jackson, I'm almost in some ways more intrigued with because he played left guard for 2.5 years. Then they kicked him out to left tackle when Simmons got hurt, and he played good over there, so I like that versatility. I think it just shows that Frye is a proven offensive line developer. In just 3 seasons, he's going to have 6 offensive linemen drafted. That's pretty impressive work for him. So could he make the jump? Could he potentially influence this team in drafting one of those Buckeyes offensive linemen? Could certainly see that being the case. So keep an eye on that. We've talked about it for a few days now. The offensive line coaching hire is critical because the O-line play has not been good recently. Obviously got to get better talent, but the coach is important as well. Okay, I want to dive into Declan Doyle a little bit, the Bears offensive coordinator, as a couple of people have made some calls and done some more research. Like, who is this 28-year-old? Why is he so highly regarded? Why are the Bears hiring a 28-year-old to be their OC, even if he's not calling plays? Well, Jeff Hughes, DaBearsBlog, who's had some good insight and nuggets in the past, wrote this today. Go check it out. Here's a little snippet of it saying, a friend who has worked with Declan texted me the following, quote, he's a stud, outstanding hire, he's a super genius. Said another friend, quote, guaranteed to be a head coach down the road. Nicholas Moreano used to be at CHGO, who's down at the Senior Bowl covering that event, said this as well. He said he got some insightful quotes about Dennis Allen and Declan Doyle. Here's what someone close to Doyle said about the new Bears OC. Quote, he's going to be a head coach in 2 to 3 years would be my guess. So that's 2 – golly, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, it passed. That's 2 different people who have Bears ties and report all that stuff, have made calls and said, yeah, this guy's going to be a future head coach. So, look, does that mean this is going to be an out-of-this-world hire? I don't know. But it doesn't seem as out there as maybe it did when it first happened. Like, really? They're going to hire this 28-year-old tight ends coach from Denver? I get he's got the Sean Payton and Dan Campbell connection, but that's a bit of a leap. I feel a little better about it knowing that there are people in league circles who are like, yeah, this guy's got a chance to be really, really good. So we'll see how it all pans out. Obviously, short resume here, but seems like a bright guy. I can't wait to hear him talk at his first press conference. And low bar because Shane Waldron's first presser was a joke last year. So if he clears that, that'll be a positive. Are you in on Declan Doyle? I'm starting to get there. Obviously, we got to see results. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. I think it's a calculated swing, like I said when we broke the news once it dropped. He's not calling plays, so I don't think there can be major damage here if it's not a great fit. Okay, a couple other nuggets on the way out. Matt Eberflus, who got hired as the Cowboys DC, is bringing a couple of assistants with him, no surprise. Linebackers coach Dave Borgonzi, DB's coach Andre Curtis are joining the Cowboys staff. like I said, no surprise there. Dennis Allen's going to review the remaining assistants, I would assume, but it's going to be mostly new people. He'll start bringing in people he's worked with before, I would guess. So we'll continue to keep tabs on that as guys from the prior staff start to exit, and perhaps maybe a couple stay, like Richard Hightower as the special teams coordinator. But when you have a new DC, he's going to bring in guys that he knows. That's going to do it for Chicago Bears Now. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to the show. We will see you guys soon. Bear down.